Hey, good afternoon. My name's Chase Sims, and I'm an intelligence analyst here at the Vertex project. And today we're going to be talking about why context is important for analysts and how our new GreyNoise Power-Up can help you get that context around indicators. So as an intelligence analyst, especially when I'm supporting from the tactical level, it's always been a massive pain point for people to for me to receive a handful of, generally a large number of indicators and just be asked the question of, tell me what you know, or give me an answer about this. And of course, that's the nature of the job, right? But uh, the bigger issue is having to go to different platforms and copy and paste stuff and then paste that stuff into a spreadsheet and then all that other fun jazz. And then try to get that all together to present to someone else to make sense of all my research. Um, but you have to get the context right. You can't just say I looked at this IP and I knew that it's bad based on my insane amount of knowledge. Uh, and so that's what the GreyNoise Power-Up is going to help us with today. So in today's scenario, I'm going to be an intelligence analyst at FooCorp, and we're going to be helping out our SOC team with some tactical level intelligence support. Our SOC team is half of them are out sick, and the ones that are there are super busy. And Johnny, the lead SOC analyst, has contacted us and said that there's no available incident responders, and he wanted us to look into something because Mike Lowry, one of the systems engineers, said that one of his servers in the sales department is behaving strangely, and he can't quite nail down what's going on. So he asked security to look at it to see if maybe it's a security concern. So we're going to help Johnny out, and we're going to go ahead and look up the host name he gave me, which was sales server 003. So I'm going to pull that up. So see it's running server 2019 and Michael Lowry is the responsible party. So I'm going to pivot into that. Okay. So got the host name. We see it's assigned IP address of last octet's 115, running Windows Server 2019. Mike Lowry, and then we got his contact information. Looks like it's located out of our Los Angeles office, and it's the only software that we know of that's running on it is Confluence server specifically. We also, Johnny did a solid and loaded up the iNet flow data for us within the time box that we were given, which is around, I believe it's 934-ish. So there was some inbound traffic into the server, and there's also looks like there's an outbound traffic as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start with this with these indicators. So I'm gonna select both of these. I'm gonna pivot in. In case we forgot, we know right here that this IP address is the IP address of the host. So there's no need for us to do any type of enrichment with that. But what we are going to do is I'm going to select both of these. And I'm going to go to our node actions to the GreyNoise Power-Up. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the community IP lookup tool. This hits GreyNoise's community API. That's their free API that anyone can use. So if you already have Synapse, you can add this to your Cortex today, and it doesn't cost anything. And I'm going to show you. Let's take a look and see what it brings back. Okay, so that ran really fast. So let's click on these. Okay, so this first one and this .43, this is the one that was inbound traffic into the server. GreyNoise says it's malicious. They say it's noise, which noise for GreyNoise means that this is an IP address that's been observed scanning or attacking lots of places on the internet. It's not something that it's very highly unlikely for it to be a targeted attack because it's not unique. It's been seen all over the place. And they say it's false on the right. Now we'll click on this next one, and we see IP address belongs to Google. They say it's benign. not noise, but they say it's riot. Now, riot for GreyNoise means rule it out. And I'll get a little more into that in a second of what they have two different levels of that, which I'll touch on in a minute. So here's what we get back with the community API. So we have enough to know that the inbound traffic was malicious, according to them, and the outbound traffic is benign, coming back to Google. So let's click those again, and let's run them through the enterprise API. So obviously, we had a lot of nodes created from that, which is a good thing. So this is our malicious IP we talked about. Actually, let's start with the non-malicious first, then we'll go to the malicious one. So our non-malicious one, this is the one that I said came back to riot. So there's two different trust levels within GreyNoise. There's level 1, which is infrastructure that's owned and controlled by the organization. So Google, for example, this is the IP address is like specifically assigned to Google, maybe the DNS servers or some of that type of stuff. Whereas trust level 2 would be like it would be infrastructure that they use, but they don't necessarily own, but it is run by a trusted third party. We can also see that it was observed today as still in the riot database. So let's go over to our to this malicious IP. It came at, we've already seen some of this stuff, right? But what we didn't have before that we do have now is we have a time window. So the last time, this is the time window of malicious activity for the noise endpoint. So first theme was April 25th, and the last theme was November 15th, and that's just the last time that it touched GreyNoise. So we can scroll through here and we can see some of the different things that they say they've observed it doing. I see Atlassian Confluent server, Confluent CV 2019-3395 attack. That sticks out to me because we did say that this server is running Confluence. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to click here and I'm going to go ahead and pivot to that host again and see what we have for Confluence. So I'm going to pivot into the software. It's running 6.8.3. Pivot in again. Okay. So at FoodCorp, our vulnerability team also uses Synapse. It uploads all of their results from their vulnerability management software into Synapse, so we can keep an eye on what's we have context there. It does say that it is vulnerable, but let's make sure that they didn't forget to update that or something. So we can pivot in. All right, so server-side request forgery via the WebDAV endpoint. And then, so it's vulnerable between 6.7 and 6.85. We're running 6.8.3. So it definitely would be vulnerable. It says remote attackers can send arbitrary HTTP and WebDAV requests via server-side request forgery. So that's a major concern. That's definitely something we're going to want to let people know. So before we let everybody know that, though, let's go ahead and save some time. And let's go. We're going to create a ticket real quick in Jira, straight from Synapse, to let our network team and our SOC team know what's going on. We can go fill these details in later. This will at least create the ticket, so when I pick up the phone or open up Slack and send a message to these guys, there will already be a ticket created, so MDR 67. So that's all we have as far as the presentation. I appreciate you guys joining us. If If you have any further questions, we'd love for you to join us on our Slack community, and we can take those there. And definitely check out GreyNoise too. I believe Erica posted the link to GreyNoise as well. So thank you for joining us, and y'all have a nice day.